What's going on, Lakers fans? Welcome into the Lakers Report. And coming up on today's show, we're going to be discussing the possibility of Los Angeles trading for Trae Young and Brandon Ingram. It's going to be a wild show, so make sure you guys do stay tuned with us throughout the entire thing. But hey, first off, if you guys want the Lakers to make a splash this summer, let's send Rob Pelinka a message. Drop a like on today's video. Show support that you want LA to make a splash move. And all you got to do is like today's video. But let's dive into Brandon Ingram here to start off today's show. So Ingram is on the last year of a 5-year, $158.2 million deal. And with the Pelicans struggling in the playoffs, yet again, losing in 4 games to the Oklahoma City Thunder, I am assuming they are going to move off either Ingram or Zion Williamson. And my gut's telling me that they are probably going to lean trading Brandon Ingram. So how could the Lakers do so? Well, you could package up D'Angelo Russell, Rui Hachimura, and 2 first-round picks to go get the Pelicans small forward. The Lakers can trade 3 first-round picks this summer, which is a key to note here. But in this trade idea I had, just D'Lo, Rui, and you're sending them the 2024 and 2030 first-round pick, which I do think could be very enticing for teams. But Ingram in the regular season, he wasn't bad at all. Just another typical Brandon Ingram year, scoring a little down at only 20.8 points per game, but he's always been a very efficient basketball player. I think he's actually one of the most underrated playmakers in the entire NBA with his ability just to see over the defense. He's great at making the right read in the pick and roll, but the problem is with Ingram, the playoffs. I mean, he was terrible, and I mean terrible, versus the Oklahoma City Thunder, only averaging 14.3 points per game. And keep in mind, this is without Zion in the lineup. So I understand a lot of the offense is being ran through him, but you cannot have this type of production. And, shooting 34.5% from the field, just awful as well. And even the assist output, only 3.3 a game, like that went down as well. Ingram just really struggled this postseason. It's a big shocker to me because I always felt like he was one of those guys that would always translate to the postseason, and normally he has. But could you imagine if the Lakers were able to pull off this trade? You do send out D'Lo and Rui, but you would create this big 4 of Austin Reeves, Brandon Ingram, LeBron James, and Anthony Davis. I mean, that might be the best top 4 in the entire NBA if you're able to pull this off. And, my biggest kind of selling point to the Lakers front office on why I would want to go all in on a guy like Ingram, give LeBron a reason to come back, because he's got that decision to make with that player option. Will we go test free agency? Will we come back to the Lakers? We'll have to obviously wait and see what he decides to do. But I think the Lakers are in a really interesting spot here, where they could either kind of pivot and rebuild or retool around Anthony Davis, and then you let LeBron go, you let guys like D'Lo go as well, or you could go all in on possibly I don't know. I feel like eventually Father Time's going to tap LeBron James on the shoulder here. But, maybe go all in on his last 1 to 2 years of his, career, and you go get him a guy like Ingram. I'm sure LeBron James, if he saw that trade go down, he'd be like, yeah, 100%, I'm coming back to the Lakers. But, hey, you guys let me know what you guys would do. Would you accept this trade, or is it too much to give up for Los Angeles? The Pelicans do receive D'Lo, Rui Hachimura, and 2 first-round picks. Give me an A for accept, or give me a D for decline down in the comments section. I'd accept this trade, but I'm not sure if the Pelicans do. I think the Pelicans are going to get a way better offer than that, because I think guys like D'Lo and Rui aren't that, enticing for them. And, yes, I think the first-round picks could definitely be something the New Orleans Pelicans want, but, the pick this year that's going to be in the 20s and the 2030 pick, that's so far down the line. I just think that a team could chop up a better offer to the New Orleans Pelicans. But if they offer that to you and I'm the Lakers, I say yes, and I'm running away with that deal. Now, coming up next year on the show, Trae Young. We've heard the reports and we heard the buzz growing around him heading to Los Angeles. We'll get to that here in a second. But first, I want to tell you guys about today's sponsor, and that is Prize Picks. If you guys head to prizepicks.com/CLNS and use promo code CLNS when you're making your first deposit, we're going to match it for you up to $100. Prize Picks is daily fantasy sports made easy. And how do you play? You pick 2 or more players, choose more than or less than on some stat projections. And with the NBA playoffs here, guys, there is no better time to be playing Prize Picks. It is my favorite app I have on my phone. And if you guys just want to add more juice to your viewing experience, Prize Picks is the way to do so. And they actually have a sweet deal going on right now with Caitlin Clark in the WNBA. She is taking on, actually, I'm not sure what she's taking on, but they have a deal going on right now where it's only at half a point think Clark's going to hit that, so I'm going to take the more on that. And even though Tatum's been struggling in the scoring department this postseason, I'm going to take his more on 10 rebounds tonight versus the Cavs. Then we're obviously going to ride the hot hand of Anthony Edwards, taking the more on his 28.5 points tonight. But hey, ride with my picks, fade my picks. We just ask you guys to do it at Prize Picks. So download the Prize Picks app. Use promo code CLNS when you're making your first deposit. We're going to match it up to $100. Link for that in the comments and description of today's show. All right, let's talk about it. Trae Young heading to Los Angeles. This buzz has been growing for the past couple of months, but we did get a report that Trae Young actually left Klutch Sports for CAA. Obviously, we know the Lakers and LeBron James and Rich Paul, they feel like they're pretty much ran by Klutch Sports, so I think it is definitely interesting that he did leave for CAA, but, there's no doubt about it, Trae Young would be a great addition to this ball club. I think if, Lakers were to go trade for Trae Young, I think this would maybe be in the post-LeBron era, and you really do build around Trae Young and Anthony Davis and have that be your core, and I absolutely love that combination. We know Trae Young, a minus defender, you pair him up with that absolute beast of a defensive player in Anthony Davis, and, honestly, the pick and roll of the lob threat, Trae Young, we've seen it with Clint Capella. He executes that at a very, very high level. But, Trae Young just hasn't been the most efficient basketball player throughout his career. And we can take a look at his advanced numbers. This is pretty solid, 38.9% from the catch and shoot 3-point this season. Pull up midi at 45.5%, not bad as well. Less than 10 feet, a little below average at 49.7%. But my take on Trae Young is I'm not sure if his game will be as effective as it once was with the increase of physicality in the NBA. Clearly, after the All-Star break, the NBA officials sat down, they had a meeting, and we're going to bring physical basketball back. I mean, if you guys have watched any of the Denver Nuggets, Minnesota Timberwolves series, I mean, you guys have seen the physicality in that game. And with Trae Young having a more slender frame and, the ability to, hand check him at half court, I'm not entirely sure his game will translate to the playoffs as well as it once did when obviously he carried Atlanta to an Eastern Conference Finals run. So I'm a little skeptical of Trae Young now that I think physicality is truly, truly coming back, and I just think his style of play just may not be as effective as it once was. But between Trae Young and Brandon Ingram, you guys got to let me know. What one would you trade for? Personally, if I was the Lakers, I would go Brandon Ingram. But, hey, maybe you guys disagree with me. Type a TY for Trae Young or give me a BI if you guys do agree with me and you guys want Brandon Ingram. I just think Ingram would be a better fit. And I think this would be kind of the Lakers going all in on a 2-year run here, kind of, getting the last, good LeBron James years and, help him chase a 5th ring. But I want to say thank you guys so much for watching today's show. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the Lakers Report here on YouTube. And we'll see you guys next time. As always, go Lakers.